Thank you for coming to my presentation today. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. So, just to get started, I want to give you a little introduction to me and who I am. Again, my name is Dan Harmon. I am the Vice President of a local digital marketing agency called Higher Images. We have a booth here. Come see us if you haven't already. I graduated from Robert Morris University with a bachelor's in marketing in 2008. And I love marketing, I love skiing, I love scuba diving, and I love astrophysics. So that's a little bit about me. You guys can follow me on social media at the addresses right here. So, today I am going to talk to you guys about the perfect storm and how and why to develop a very well-rounded digital marketing strategy for your business. Just to give you a little bit of background on this perfect storm, it's actually an acronym, and we came up with this program called S.T.O.R.M marketing at our company because we got so sick and tired of hearing people tell us that SEO is dead. So if you're sitting in the audience right now and you're hearing the word SEO, the acronym SEO, that stands for Search Engine Optimization. Some of you may be familiar with it. You're probably all familiar with it. Regardless, there's been a lot of talk in recent years that SEO doesn't work or SEO is dead, and to be honest with you, it's just not the case. What is true, however, is that SEO has changed, and digital marketing in general has changed a lot. The landscape has become much different. So we decided to come up with a program that is much more well-rounded than just SEO, than just your typical content generation and your typical link building and your typical website optimization. So we came up with S.T.O.R.M. So S.T.O.R.M stands for Social, Tactical, Organic, Reputation Marketing. This program, as you can imagine, incorporates an element of all these very important pieces for your digital marketing campaigns. Actually, funny story, it started off as S.T.O.R.M, S-O-R-M, and we said, man, it would be great if we could call this S.T.O.R.M, and my buddy Matt Fritsch in the audience there said, let's just throw the word tactical in there. But I promise, we are very tactical with what we do, but either way, it became S.T.O.R.M. So, I just want to get started on telling you a little bit about each element of this particular program, how we do it and why we do it. First of all, I'm going to play a short video clip for you guys because as far as social media goes, this is a really important piece. And I just want to warn you, there is one curse word in this video. Just one. Just one, I'm sorry. So, if you have virgin ears, please cover them. Otherwise, I'm warning you. Well, screw this, okay? So it's not going to work. But basically, the point of the video that I was trying to show, okay, is that there's a gentleman named Gary Vaynerchuk who I follow closely on social media. He's a marketing expert. And if anybody in the audience has one of these in their pockets, by chance, I want you to hold it up in the air for me. Hold it up. You have one of these? Right? Okay, so the point is, this right here controls everything going on the internet right now, all right? These mobile devices are super important. And basically, what Gary's point was in this video that I can't show you is that the new media, the new CBS, the new ESPN, the new very popular television stations are actually the social media networks that you see on here every day. That's what people interact with. When you see a commercial come on television, what do? You fast forward through it a lot of times if you have DVR, or you pick this up and you go and do something else. You don't pay attention to the commercials on TV, right? So the way to capture people's attention right now in this media is through this. It's through making yourself very present on social media. So, that being the case, how do we implement very strategic social media plans? Well, one thing that's very important to understand is that quality content is literally the most important thing that you can generate for yourself. So if you're a marketer or you own a business and you spend a large marketing budget, what you should really be considering is spending more time on developing quality content for your business, okay? Now, it's great to have an advertising budget and to spend money promoting content. Of course, I'll get to that, and that's a big piece of what we do. But a majority of your time could be spent and should be spent on developing engaging, shareable, likable content, okay? Whether that be video, whether that be actual articles, blog articles, whether that be infographics, whatever the case may be. But the way to get people to interact on social media is to get engaging content out into social and get people to share it, like it, and interact with it. Extremely important. So in order to amplify your content naturally, which is possible, by the way, without having to pay for it, you have to, like I said, make the content shareable and likable. There's other techniques that we use, for example, using hashtags, right? That's how you get more eyes on the content that you put out there. So there are actually natural ways to get eyes on your content. And in the last few years, I think a lot of people have the connotation that in order to actually make an impact on social media, they have to spend a lot of money. Well, don't get me wrong, spending money on social media works, but it's not the only way to get noticed and to get people to interact with your content. So that's number one and number two. Build the content and then amplify it to your audience naturally. Okay? And the third, and a very important piece, is to pay for underpriced attention. Okay? And when I say underpriced attention, I mean that social media in general is one of the absolute cheapest ways that you can spend money and generate attention for your brand, for your business. It is a fact. And what I will tell you is that whenever the big brands, the Coca-Colas, the Sprints, the AT&Ts, and these other companies start to catch on and stop spending millions and millions and billions of dollars on traditional media, and they start pouring it into the social media, the price of this attention is going to go through the roof, and I guarantee that it will happen. And there's been a lot of people that have said it will happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. So right now is the prime time to spend money in the social ecosystem. Huge opportunity. Who's a business owner here? Is anybody a business owner? Has anybody ever spent money on social media? You have? What were your results? What did you find? So you said you have 19,000 followers, or organically? Okay. It's like a funnel. Right. Okay, right. So when you're pushing naturally organic content, not everybody sees it. That's what you're saying, right? But when you boost it, you get a lot more eyes on it, correct? Right. So that was exactly my point. So when you have natural content, it's not so much even for you to do all the work, right? You can put it out there and try to get people to share it. But that's the whole key, is getting people to share it. And then it just snowballs after that. So that's organically how it can work. But then you boost it and look what you get. A lot more attention, right? Tons of impressions. And it's cheap. How much money did you spend? $50? How much? $10 to $15. Okay, sorry. $10 to $15 for all those impressions, right? How can you beat it, right? How can you get that many eyes? How can you get that much attention on your brand, on your product, on your service for $10 to $15? You can't do it otherwise. Social media. Not only that, but what's excellent about social media is the fact that we can be so targeted with who we talk to. Well, I had another video to show, but it won't work. I know that. So, why would we push content on social media, whether it be organically or whether it be paid? Well, it's simple. It's because we can reach a very precise market, okay? We can target people based on their behavior, what they like, what they do online, their demographics, all of the very important things to a business owner, right, to reach an ideal audience. So that's why social media is so powerful. You can be very particular about who you target with your ads, what people are seeing, driving that traffic. So by doing that, you build, obviously, a very relevant audience for yourself. They're going to like your page, they're going to like your content, you can continue to market to them. And one tip I always give to business owners and business marketers is drive traffic, right? Obviously, you're driving traffic on social media, but what I mean is drive traffic from social to your website. Now, why do I say that? Sure, it's great to get a lot of eyes on your Facebook page, and I don't doubt that you can convert business from Facebook. I've seen it happen. You can make sales, you can convert leads, you can generate brand awareness from Facebook. However, if you've done your job correctly as a marketer, you've built a website, and your website should be your #1 selling tool. It should be built to convert business, okay? So that's why people hire us to build websites, because we're really good at building websites that convert business, right? But a lot of people already have great websites. So if you have a 24-hour salesperson out there, your website, why wouldn't you get as many people in front of it as possible? And that's what I mean. Drive traffic to your website. All right, so now we'll get into tactical, our favorite subject here. Tactical. Believe it or not, we are very tactical with our approach to digital marketing. We take a very strategic approach to consistently generating fresh content, okay? So in order to generate good content, educational content, things that people actually care about, you generally want to answer people's questions. You have an audience out there, a target market, and they want to know information. They might have questions, very particular questions on a particular topic, and if you can find out how people are searching on the web, you can answer those questions with your content. And that's what we do. We do research. Everything we do starts with a very solid foundation of research, and then we generate content around that research. We can then deploy messages across multiple online mediums, right? So let's say I write a blog, or you write a blog. Obviously, that goes on your website, on your blog, or if you have a separate blog from your website. We also will do press releases. So for example, putting a local newsworthy piece of content out on a wire, whether it be locally, nationally, get it picked up. That gains momentum. You build links back to your website. It's a very strategic approach to content marketing. Social media, obviously, we just covered it. Other websites, directories, online directories. All of these places, you can be strategic about where you deploy your content. Okay? It's a tactical approach. And again, research, huge. Huge piece of what we do. Because if you don't know how people are searching and how people are actually interacting with the web, you can rest assured that what you're doing is probably not going to work very well. So why do we use these tactics? Again, we want to build a very relevant audience. It's what we do. We have to target and deploy our content to people that actually care what we have to say as business owners. Not everybody is looking for a plumber, and not everybody is looking to purchase a new television. But the people who are, they're out there and you can find them, and you can just specifically target those channels. We want to convert business, obviously. So when I say convert business, that could be a number of things, but in particular, when I say converting business, I mean reaching a goal as a business owner. What are your goals as business owners? Do you want to sell product? Do you just want to generate leads for your service-related company? Or do you want to build brand awareness? We want to convert business. And the most important is we want to become an online authority in our industry. So when I talk about being an authority, I want you to think about the search engines, right? Google and Bing and Yahoo, and what their jobs are. Their jobs as search engines are not to help your business. Google doesn't really care about any of your businesses, okay? They love making money from you guys advertising on Google, don't get me wrong, but they really don't necessarily care about making you guys #1 in the search engines. Their job is very simple. It is to put good information in front of people. They want to deliver good search results. That's the whole point of a search engine. So, in order for Google to look at your website or your website or your website and say, that is a good, credible result to show people, I'm going to move them up in the search rankings, right? They're going to be #1 or #2. You have to position yourself as an authority on a topic. Does that make sense? Become an authority. So, the O in S.T.O.R.M deals with organic. I talked about generating organic content for social media, but organic goes further than that. Like I said, our audience is asking questions, they're seeking information. So when we're generating organic content, we want to answer those questions. We want to deliver good information to people. We want to build that content on our website, on our social media, on any of the campaigns that we have out there. We want to build that content. And building content is literally just answering the questions that your audience is asking. Also, a very important piece is link building. So I mentioned earlier that that SEO has changed over time, right? So the two most important components of SEO, still to this day, are content and links. Building links is a huge piece of identifying yourself as an authority to the search engines. So when I say building a link, I'm talking about literally reaching out to another credible source, whether it be a Chamber of Commerce or the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette or the Trib or anything that's a very credible source, and getting that to link back to your website. So for example, if you can get a press release picked up on the wire and it goes on Trib Live or it goes on the Post-Gazette online, and you get that to link back to your website, very valuable. Huge value there. Okay? But even just starting with the very small things that you can build links from as business owners. You're already members of Chambers of Commerce. You probably network. You probably have other small businesses that you partner with. Reach out to them and build links from their sites to yours. Link building, even on a very local level, is very impactful. So that's how we build organic value, but why? The whole point is to increase organic keyword rankings on Google, on Yahoo, Bing, really on Google. I know that's all anybody really cares about, but trust me, Bing and Yahoo still do get search, I promise. Another goal and why we do it is to drive organic traffic to your website. Natural traffic, right? Take advantage of those people that are searching, get them to your site, because why? Your site should be built to convert. It should be a salesperson for you. So when they go through that process, you capture their attention, you get them to your website, and you will convert business. And of course, to become an authority, to turn web visitors to prospects, prospects to leads, and leads to customers. That is the cycle of inbound marketing, content marketing, search engine marketing, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. That is the cycle that we're all seeking as business owners. Reputation. Online reputation is and has become one of the most important aspects of what a digital marketing company like me, like us, focuses on. We actually developed our own product that we call Reputation Builder Plus. And it's funny, where's Liz? Is Liz around? I don't see her. If you could see Liz at Entertainment Unlimited, she claims that she invented this product, by the way. She claims. She had a hand in it. So we developed this platform called Reputation Builder Plus. And the whole point is so that you, as a business owner, can easily reach out to your audience and request that they leave reviews in the most important places online. So one of the things that I hear from my clients a lot of times is, when they ask a customer to leave them a review, the customer sometimes will say, I don't even know how to leave a review online. How do I do that? Where do I go? Where do I leave a review? And then it's this painstaking process of trying to explain how you leave a review. Here, go to this link. Anyways, the whole point was we wanted to cut out all that nonsense, all that noise, and give people a very easy access to leave reviews for business owners. So our system, we are able to email our customers. If you have a database of email addresses, you can email them easily, request a review from them. You can text message your customers now and ask for a review. So it's immediate. Immediate action is what we're seeking here. You guide them to the right places. So for example, if you're a business owner and you have a lot of great reviews on Google, but you're missing quite a few on Yelp, or you're missing some on Facebook, we can target where exactly we want people to go. And I will tell you that Google is the most important place to generate reviews at this point. Yelp is also very important. Facebook is an excellent place to get reviews. But anywhere you can get them is awesome. I mean, there are very industry-specific directories like Home Advisor, like medical directories, etc. These are all great places to get reviews. But when I say Google's the most important, I'm saying for organic reasons, for actual rankings, especially on a local level. You said you don't think you're allowed to ask people to leave you reviews? Oh, on Yelp? Let's not even talk about Yelp, okay? Don't even get me started on Yelp. So you can ask people to leave you reviews on Yelp. The issue is whether or not Yelp will actually show them to the public, unless you pay for it, is the question. So they've got their own thing going. Whatever. Let's avoid Yelp. All right, let's avoid Yelp. And the most important piece of our platform that we developed, Reputation Builder Plus, is that we can block negative feedback from reaching the web, and we can instead handle that internally as business owners. Basically, the system that we have allows you to, of course, ask for the review, but if that person decides that they weren't so happy with your service for whatever reason, nobody's perfect, and they decide to leave a bad review, we can intercept that. We become the middleman. They think they're leaving a review, but really that bad review is just getting emailed directly to the business owner, and you can then therefore choose to do whatever you want with it. Rectify the situation, send them a nasty email, whatever you want to do. So that's how we build reputation with our S.T.O.R.M product. But why do we build reputation? Because online reviews influence customer purchasing decisions, flat out. I don't know if anybody here heard Pragya's presentation earlier this morning, but the numbers are just about 80% of people who make purchases online read consumer reviews. It's true. Reviews are huge. They influence customer behaviors. That's number one why we build our reputation online. Reviews also have a direct impact on local search, meaning local search, when you do a search on Google and you see that map pop up and you see those 3 listings under it, we call that the 3-pack. Those are actually directly influenced, how they show up, by reviews. It's a piece. It is a piece, among many other things, but it is a piece, and it's important. So they do directly influence rankings, organic rankings on local search. And the most important reason why we build our reputation is because we want to continue making our customers a champion of our business, right? There's no easier person to sell to than somebody who is already a customer, right? Have you guys ever heard that one? It's true. So if you've got these champions of your business out there, they had a great experience, they're willing to take their time to leave a review, you better market to those people because they're your best customer, they're your best leads. So the last piece of S.T.O.R.M is marketing. Of course, we are a digital marketing agency. Of course, you as business owners are all interested in marketing. So, of course, that element is included. Marketing, in particular, has a lot of different definitions, okay? I kind of define marketing as providing a value to a customer, bringing them to a particular place, whether that's your store, whether that's your website, turning them into a lead, turning them into a customer, and then making them a champion in your business and continuing that cycle, right? That is the cycle of marketing, if you ask me. And there's a lot of other elements that come into marketing, of course. So when it comes to actual search engine marketing, SEM, what we call in our industry, there's a lot of different platforms that you can use. In particular, what we specialize in is Google AdWords, otherwise known as paid search. If you're all familiar with Google AdWords, maybe you're not, it is a way to put search ads out there on the web. You've seen sponsored ads on Google many times, drive traffic. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, I don't want to do paid search because, I know nobody clicks on those ads. Well, there's two very important pieces to that and why you're wrong. People do click on those ads. It's somewhere between 30 and 40% of the traffic of the clicks are going to those paid ads. So 30 and 40% of a couple billion searches is quite a bit. So there is a lot of opportunity there. Okay? And number two, Google and Facebook and all of these different digital mediums are actually making paid advertising much more camouflaged, if you will. It's becoming harder and harder to even identify ads. Google's changed the search engine result page multiple times over the past few years, and it used to stand out quite a bit. They were highlighted in yellow, they were bold, you could tell what was a paid advertisement. It's becoming much, much harder to distinguish that, and therefore, it's driving much more traffic. So it's still very important, and it works very well. We can also do what we call behavioral targeting. This is a form of display advertising online. I always ask the question, all right, any women in the audience, do you shop online? You shop online. I know one that definitely shops online. So maybe you went shoe shopping online. Maybe you were shopping for a dress, okay? Or if you're a man shopping for a dress or shoes, I don't care, either way. You went, you looked at products, you were on a website, maybe you didn't make a purchase and you left. Do you notice now that there's ads following you around the internet, right? Yeah, that's called remarketing. It's an effective way to bring people back to a website, right? Why not target the people that were already on our website? We drop a cookie on their browser, they leave, they see our ads continuously, they come back to the website, we convert them, okay? So it increases our conversion rates. That's why we do that. We can even take it a step further than that. We can target people, much like on social media, based on behavior, interest, the keywords that they're typing in, the content that they're reading online. We can serve ads to those people. It's really about identifying a perfect target for your business. We can do it. I know it sounds creepy, but it works. I guarantee you it works. Question. We'll do questions at the end. Yeah. Okay. And also a very important piece, probably the most important piece of everything we do, is compiling analytics, dissecting data, and making educated marketing decisions. Everything that we do online is tracked. It's all trackable. So as a digital marketing agency, if we know what we're doing, we're able to track every piece of activity that's happening on your website, on the search engines, on your efforts, online in general. We're able to track it. And if you aren't able to track it, you're just not doing your job the right way. You're not working with the right company. Or you don't know what you're doing. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can do it. Okay? So if you have that data, if you have all this data about what takes place on your website, what pages people looked at, how much time they spent there, whether or not they actually bought something or made a decision or filled out a form or called you, don't you think you can make pretty educated decisions on what to stick your money into from there if you know what channels are working? That is the beauty of digital marketing. That is the beauty of what we do. It works. It works very well. So why is marketing so important? Online, especially, it's because we can cover all the important online channels. Everything that I talked about, organic channels, social media, paid search, display advertising, et cetera, et cetera. We can cover it all. It's all possible. You can do it right now. We want to position ourselves as an authority and offer value to our customers. That is why we do digital marketing. And we want to use real data to adjust our efforts and our future marketing decisions. That's what it's all about. So, in any case, Obviously, I'm pretty passionate about digital marketing. I'm passionate about marketing in general. If you are not taking advantage of the opportunities that exist online, on this thing right here, you better jump on the train because you're going to get left behind in the dust. Any questions? Q&A session? Anyone curious? Sure. On what? Bing. On Bing? I like Bing. I wish that Bing would capture a bigger piece of the pie, you know, because Google, they just kind of kick everybody's butt. Everybody follows suit to what Google does. But what I will tell you that's really important about Bing is that if you are going to do paid search, right, Bing ads also exist, not just Google AdWords, but Bing ads exist. You can get a much lower cost per click on Bing, right? And Bing's great. I mean, there's still a lot of search that happens on Bing, so I'm a proponent of Bing, absolutely. But what I will tell you too, your organic efforts that happen online, if you're targeting Google, that also translates to Bing. So they kind of all follow suit as far as the roles go. Yes. So she asked if I think that privacy will become an issue. Yeah, privacy is already an issue to marketers, but for the most part, the data is there, and most people don't actually turn on their privacy settings and things. But yeah, I mean, you as consumers have the option to turn those things on, but there's a big enough pool out there for us to still do our job. So I'm not concerned about it at this point, but you never know what's going to change in the future. But right now, we've got access to a lot of great data. Now, we can't tell who you are. I don't know who the person is that came to my website, what their name is, you know, but I just know what they're doing. I just know what their activity is and what they're researching and what they're looking at, which is all public. Yes, sir. So when you say post meaningful content with customers, are you talking about like a blog or what? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point. What I will tell you is we actually just did a photo shoot last week for a new client. And we were in a bar, you know, a nice restaurant, but they had a nice bar area. And there's people there drinking and having a good time. And if you're going to take pictures of people like that or videos and post them on social media, you should absolutely ask permission. You should get them to sign off because that will protect you down the line no matter what. You might never hear a word about it, but you should absolutely print out some releases, get people to sign off on it. Yeah, you should do that. Highly recommend it. Yes, sir. On telecom companies? I think there is going to be an explosion of more data from that. I think that it's going to probably make our jobs harder as marketers, right? Because sure, it's great to have more data, right? But to have to dissect through all the data and learn how it actually works and how to use that data to your advantage, I think that you know, makes our job a little bit harder. But overall, it's an advantage, obviously, as you can imagine. But I don't know what's going to happen with that. You know, I feel like at some point in time, there's going to have to be some kind of line that you can't cross when it comes to releasing that. So who are they going to sell it to? They're going to sell it to publishers. So publishers are a good example of a publisher is any big website out there that gets a lot of traffic to it. That's who that data is sold to. Because then those publishers, they accept advertising on their website because they know more about the customer and they're able to accept advertising, they're able to make more money off of it. So that's who that's sold to. It's not sold to the public necessarily, but to the big online publishers, that's who takes advantage of that. Yeah. What's my thoughts on Instagram? Right. You should absolutely be taking advantage of Instagram. If you have a very visual business, like you said, that's a huge opportunity for Instagram. As a matter of fact, you can set up your Facebook campaigns to also display your boosted posts and link them together on Instagram, which works even better because you just get that bigger audience. The advertising on Instagram, it's newer, it's somewhat newer, but it works. It works well. Now, Instagram, they kind of need to, in my opinion, at least, and maybe not everybody agrees, but they make it a little bit more difficult for marketers because they don't let you provide direct links to things, in the posts. But I have a strong feeling that they're going to change that very soon because when they do that, they're going to start seeing more revenue generated for themselves. But yes, it's an effective tool because the same characteristics that take place on Facebook with how you can target people also happens on Instagram. So it's a good thing to do if you're doing it. But test it. The other thing is too, if you're testing different ads in different places, do you have Google Analytics on your website? You should be able to see where the traffic's coming from. So if you spent, it doesn't matter. If I spent $1 million on marketing this year, all that matters is that it made me $1 million, right? It made me more than $1 million, obviously. So if I can see that I'm spending money in these different social channels, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Twitter, and I can track the conversions that are coming from those channels, which you can do through Google Analytics if you have your conversion goals set up, then you know whether or not it works. So maybe it doesn't work for you, but maybe it works great for you, and that's all that matters. So just test it, Anybody else have a question? Well, thank you very much for your time, everybody. Really appreciate you coming and listening to me babble on about marketing. You can follow me again on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Also, my company, Higher Images, we have been in business for 16 years. We got to be doing something right at this point. So please follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. We have a booth here. We're right over that way. We are the presenting sponsor of the Pittsburgh Business Show. We're really happy to be here, and we appreciate everybody coming along to the show. If anybody has any questions, come to the booth. We're doing free marketing evaluations. We can take a look at your website, your overall web presence, whether you're local, national, it doesn't matter. We'll look at it. We'll help you out. That's what we're here for. So feel free to stop by and get a free consultation from anybody at our booth, myself, anyone that's over there. Also, we have Pragya from Google who flew in from California last night to be with us, and she is really diving into Google and Google's products and how Google's products can help your businesses. She's doing free 20-minute consultations over at our booth as well, so stop by and sign up if you haven't already. Thank you.